There you are.
What's up, North County? Welcome to the Morning Brew. We were just outside for a bit. It's still dark outside. The sun has not came up, but now we're back in the studio, and we have our show guest, Coach Don Crow with the Templeton Football. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, well, you got your cowboy hat on today.
Yeah, I'm wearing, as we were just talking about, I wear two hats right this week. There's a horse show at the fairgrounds, the Mother's Day circuit, and I'm the president of the club that's putting it on. So it's kind of
Nice.
I kind of run it from afar, but yeah, it's a pretty big deal for our community.
But you wear your cowboy hat because your wife told you that you had to wear your cowboy hat.
Yeah. So when our deal is, I if you guys normally see me, I'm in shorts and a baseball hat or a sun hat, but when I'm involved in working for the horse shows, and she says you got to wear jeans and a hat, so here I am.
There you are. You're working today.
Yeah. I'll be working. Yeah, I got to go. After school today, I have to drive to St. Louis and pick up one of our judges that's flying in from Virginia, and we just couldn't time out a rental car for him. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very busy week, or it has already been since Saturday.
Well, I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather, starting today too.
Yeah, if we can keep the rain hold off. Now, luckily, with the new pavilion they built a few years ago, all of our showing for the next 2 days will be inside, and then Thursday we have a class that's outside in the rodeo arena. Grandstand arena, but we're pretty excited. We have a big show. We have probably close to 350, 400 horses coming in, and it's the longest running continuous quarter horse show in California. 54 is our 54th year.
Wow!
So it started as one class at the fair back in the 70s, and it's built into the biggest quarter horse show in California.
Wow!
And it's a fun. It's an endeavor of love because we're a nonprofit organization, and so there's no pay in it, but it's a lot of work, but it's very, very rewarding. And one of the things we do with our club is we give scholarships. And if you're at any high school in San Luis Obispo County and you go to your scholarship office, we have the apps there. If you've ever done anything with horses, you fill out the application, if you have good enough grades, and we give out quite a bit of money. We have one $2,500 scholarship and then multiple $500 scholarships.
You know, Coach, speaking of scholarships in these kids and athletes, I mean, and when I say athletes, I mean everything. If you play a sport, you do rodeo. I mean, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
But there's so many scholarships out there that never ever get picked up.
Well, perfect example. Not one person from Templeton is. Our applications are due next week, and not one person from Templeton's applied this year. I have 2 from San Luis and 1 from Paso. Usually we get about 7, but right now I've had 3, and we have scholarship money just sitting there.
I wonder why.
Some of them, I don't know. I think some kids get overswamped, and somebody told me we put our application out too late. I go, well, we put it out in March. I mean, we don't give it out till the 24th of May. We'll present them all, but so I don't know. It just it takes, you have to write a letter, but most of the kids already get a letter of recommendation from a teacher, and they just make copies of it, which is fine. And
so what are the stipulations for your scholarship?
They've had to be involved in horses.
Okay.
They have to have a 3.0, and they have to be accepted to any college. The Quest is fine, and they turn in a packet of all this stuff. It's listed, and you have to write an essay, a 1-page essay
about yourself,
and how you got involved in horses. And it doesn't mean if you showed them, did rodeo, did barrel racing, rode out, as long as you were 4-H, as long 4-H stuff, as long as you were involved in horses in some way. You meet one of the criteria.
I hear that a lot. I hear that. I mean, all these different organizations have just a ton of money, and they give scholarships, but nobody applies.
Yeah, I would say almost every person I've talked to that gives scholarships has money left over at the end. They rarely give them all out.
Interesting.
And then kids always go, well, I need money. Well, to get money takes some work. I mean,
right.
You
have to search a little bit.
Yeah, and they're all at Templeton. Miss Hanson, the registrar, has them all. Has all the scholarships, and they're online. She has an online thing, but yeah, it's pretty. And then I know at Paso they're going to put everything on the. They do a thing where they put all their scholarships in one place to go apply online.
Interesting.
So that's what we'll do with them next year. I just found that out a couple of weeks ago.
So, Coach, let's sidestep from football. Let's sidestep from the quarter horses. So let's find out what Coach Crow. What do you do for fun? I mean, it seems like
I used to play golf a lot, but I haven't. That's kind of went by the wayside in the last few years as I got way more involved in the horse business. I actually go multiple weekends a year and work horse shows for other people, and I get paid to do that. but it's my wife got me into that because that way she's there showing, and there's jobs at a horse show I can do and get paid and be part of it. As long as I'm not directly involved in the classes she's showing, I can't be like scribing, which means putting down scores. I can't do anything with touch the judging part. But like if I'm at the back gate checking people in or checking trailers in, I can do all that because it has nothing to do with who wins or loses. So she can show.
But that's what you do for fun?
Well,
I mean, you got to have fun time, right?
Yeah, I guess coaching. But like I said, I used to golf a lot, my life was kind of taken up with my passions.
Right, I get that.
Don't really have a hobby, but anymore. You know, like I said, I play. Don't. We usually used to always take a vacation in the summer, but now I work the fair, so I'm setting up for retire. I know, and it's funny. People say, "Well, you're old enough to retire," and I say, "Well, that's true. I could retire this May in my full retirement." But they go, "What are you going to do?" I go, "I don't know."
Right?
I'll have to find something. I'll probably have to get back in. I'll probably get back into playing golf and that stuff because I really enjoyed that. So.
Whoa. So you're retiring?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. So
no, I could. So I said I
could. You're not hearing like the first of on what's up North County.
I just said with the way teacher retirement, I'll be old enough this year. I could retire.
You could, but you're not.
No, I'm not. No.
Because football is still going strong.
No. I'm committed for a couple more years for sure.
Good deal.
We'll see how. We got to get through the Idaho and play next year. I'm going to coach those guys for sure, and through the 24 season for sure, and we'll see where we're at then.
So, but golf is one of those things that you have to have patience for.
Right, and it was great for me because it was a great release from being at how high level intensity.
Because you're a little wound up on the sidelines.
Yeah, so and that's why most people don't know I started out coaching track because that's why I went to school on a track scholarship because I had knee surgery in college, so I went up on a track scholarship. So I coached track up until 2 years ago for 37 straight years.
In Templeton?
Well, no, at Bakersfield, Templeton, Itasca, all over. But
really?
At Fresno State.
Yeah. Which field? Which part?
For most of that time, I coached the throwers, shot, discus, hammer, and when I coached at Bakersfield College, it's a junior college in Bakersfield. I was there for 14 years, and we had I had 9 state champions.
Wow!
And then when I left and came to Templeton, I got put in the California Community College for the whole state Coaches Hall of Fame I was one of the youngest inductees ever. I was in my 40s and got put in the Hall of Fame, which is pretty young for a coach.
Wow.
Yeah, I had great kids. Great kids. I had some great athletes. I had one of my discus sergeant won the state and shot in discus, played in the NFL. So obviously I had some great kids.
Unbelievable.
And it was a great program. We built up to a really solid program. And then when I came here, I got to coach Greg Cutler's son, Justin, who holds the school record at Templeton in the shot and discus, and he got a scholarship to Fresno State.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
So you're probably, you're a big advocate for your football players to go into track.
The really good news is myself, Coach Ramos from basketball, and Coach Reynolds in baseball, we're big on multi-sport athletes. First of all, we're a small school, right? We really are. So let's get our kids, our best athletes need to play multiple sports, like Colton Sabor plays all 3, football, basketball, baseball. And
that gives them a bigger opportunity to be selected at colleges, too.
Oh, yeah, and it helps. And in all honesty, football coaches want to know other sports you've played. That's the first thing. One of the first questions I ask is, what else do they do? Do they run track? Do they play? Because they want to see you compete. They want kids to compete. And that's the other reason why we lift in the morning. So, people go, why don't you lift after school? Well, then we're either going to be interfering with other practices or kids are going to have to make choices. And I don't want them to have to make that choice. I want them to be able to work out and then for an hour and then go do another sport because I want to see them compete. I think it's great for them.
Well, I do hear that you're a very big supporter of your players on and off the field. At other sports, other things that they do.
Right.
And I did hear through a mom that you were at rodeo events and would have all the scores tally up before the judges would, and you'd be telling people in the stands that, hey, this person here's first, second, third, all that stuff.
I'm pretty good with numbers, so my wife's always like telling me, like, if we go to the AQHA World Shows, they take 15 people back to the finals of a prelim, and they take another 15 to what they call a shootout. And after like 10 horses, she'll go, okay, so what's the bubble number? And I'll be within a point and a half out of 150. I can get out of 100 and something runs. I'll be really close.
No kidding.
Yeah, I just know how many are left, and I look at who's left to show, and I go, yeah, this score should make it. And I'm usually in the ballpark, and my wife will attest to that. She goes, she can't figure out how I can do it because I never showed horses. You know, I came to that world through her.
So let's tap into what's going on with football right now. You guys got the FCA All-Star game coming up.
Right. So we have 5 kids going to play in that. We have Landon Miller, JT Martinez, Dylan Hemley, Dylan Kreiling, and Noel Brady all got invited, and they're going to play. And it's June 2nd June 3rd. It's Saturday, June 3rd at Pioneer Valley at 6 o'clock. It's a great organization. FCA puts it on, and they're ahead of it. And San Luis Obispo County plays in northern Santa Barbara County. And we've taken our lumps over the years. We've lost 9 of the 11 games because just notoriously Santa Barbara had, it's got St. Joe's and Lompoc and Rigetti, and they have had better players. But this year, last year was a really good game. We actually had a pass drop in the end zone with a chance to win. And then this year we'll be super competitive. We have 2 really good quarterbacks, and we think we're going to be super competitive.
Awesome.
And dovetailing with that is our car raffle. So that's all the same thing. Okay, so FCA, because they sponsor the All-Star game, that's why they give away the car at halftime.
Okay, so $20 a ticket.
$20 a ticket, and every ticket Templeton High School sells, all the money goes to FCA, and they turn around and write a donation back to our football team for every ticket we sell. They take no money for admin, not even for making the tickets. They give us every dollar back. So the money goes to FCA, and then for all 16 schools, and then every ticket that Templeton sells, we get a check back in the summer for every dollar we sold.
Wow.
They don't even take an administration fee, which is very unusual.
That's really cool, and how that comes about is all the car dealers somehow contribute to this, right?
Yes, there's 8. I think there's 12 or 14 car dealers now throwing money into the pot, and that way not one person's on the line for the car. So and then they spin the wheel, and you get Paso Chevrolet. So you go over there, and then they draw a name out of all the ticket stubs, and you go there and pick out a car.
Oh, so I see. So they all contribute. They all have some sort of, horse in the race, but then they spin it, and wherever that lands, that's where they go.
But you can buy a used car, and if or you can buy whatever, and they pretty much can order. I mean, you can go on a car lot and see all different kinds of cars. And in 2019, Vanessa Duhan, a math teacher at Templeton High, won it.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
And how cool is that with one of your coaching staff, Dave Johnson?
He's now the head of FCA.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's Luke Lamas, who had been in charge for years, got moved to the national office in Kansas City. And so Dave stepped up and took that job, which is going to be great for his ministry. He gets to be at he goes to like 15, 16 different high schools and visits. And it's a great move for Dave and for the kids, because he's just a great human being. And
I bet Coach Johnson is a really good mentor for the kids at this age in high school.
So we talk about all the time our coaching staff, and they really know football, but it's the personalities we have, like him and Coach Lowe, and Coach Hammers and myself and Coach Cutler, and Coach Reynolds. We're dialed into the kids. I mean, and that's important. I mean,
totally.
And you can talk to our parents. Our coaches do probably a better job of mentoring the kids, and but that at high school level, that's what it's all about. We're going to try to build better men, better people, and it's important to us. And I take a big deal about it. Like when they get in trouble at school or mess up, I take it seriously, because not only they represent our football program, you don't want to go through life being known as a jerk.
Right.
I mean, that's, you got to learn how to be a person and a good person. So that's part of
So
our
are
deal.
you one of those coaches where, one of your players messes up, they're in the principal's office and they call you and say, and you come walking in and you can just see their whole body just drop into the seat.
Yeah, or I'll go to the lower level team. I'll go up on their practice and talk to them, the whole team and stuff. I said, God, you represent our school, our community, and our football program. You can't be a jerk. Don't be around.
Well, I think that's why the team, the kids gravitate towards you, the coaching staff, is because of that mentality and that discipline.
Right.
That they have to have. And you guys provide that.
And we're trying. As well know, as the older you get, life gets rougher. I mean, high school is the easiest time of your life. I mean, people say like, "Oh, it's so hard." I go, wait till you're 40 and got to pay a house payment, right?
Right.
Yeah, and pay the car payment,
kids, and all that good stuff.
I mean, you got to learn how to be, you got to learn that. First of all, get along with people, and second of all, take care of business.
That's awesome. So let's pivot into the quarter horse. So what is that all about? You're the president of the organization.
San Luis Obispo County Quarter Horse. I got involved in that when we moved here from Bakersfield. My wife was the president of the club in Bakersfield. It was called San Joaquin Quarter Horse Association, which doesn't exist anymore. We left, and some other people involved in it left, and they put on they used to have the biggest quarter horse show in California in Bakersfield, and it doesn't even exist anymore. The horse industry in California is dying for us. We're down to like 4 quarter horse shows in the whole state when it used to be probably 15 or 16. And because people have, same reason everybody else leaves the state, regulations, expense, it's super expensive to rent a showground. You have to fight for everything you get. So it's kind of gravitated to the Texas, mid-America, Texas, Oklahoma area. But we have been able to survive. The show starts this afternoon with cutting. We'll have the cutting event today and tomorrow. Then we have some cow horse classes Wednesday. But our big thing now is we've tapped into what they call the ranch horses. And that's called ranch riding, ranch trail. The horse cannot be all, like if you go to the Western Pleasure, Western Horsemanship, what they call trail, regular trail, the horses have bands in their manes and they're all slicked out and they have hoof black and they look great. And they're very, very, they're very great at what they do. But that's got to be pretty expensive. So our AQHA went and started this stuff where people could actually bring a nice horse that can do stuff, but may not be a $150,000 pleasure horse, but just a nice ranch horse. And so they've invented events for them. And it has taken off like wildfire.
On the phone, buddy.
Okay.
What's that?
We have Lori Bryant on the phone.
Oh, Coach, we gotta jump in here real quick. Lori Bryant with SLO County News. Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are doing great. We are talking quarter horses here with Coach Crow.
Yeah, and football.
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Great job they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's raining.
Yes, it's raining. We got rain, which is really bizarre, and it's just 1,000 degrees last weekend, and now it's 60 today, and rain.
And wonderful.
Right?
I'm not complaining. Our pollen count will go down for a little bit. Really nothing. There was a car fire by Home Depot yesterday in Atascadero. El Pomar had 2 accidents, South El Pomar, and one with minor injuries. The other one, I think some trash cans got totaled. This morning, traffic looks great. Keep it slow. Remember with the rain that it's going to be slick in spots, so just be careful when you're coming in. And I'm excited. It looks like it's going to rain through Thursday, so this is good. We need it, and that's it.
Wow. Well, that's short and sweet, huh?
Right? Right?
Well, good.
I don't have really, hopefully we don't have anything major to report today. I hope that everybody, has a wonderful day and enjoys this weather. It's gorgeous this morning. So,
awesome.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy. It was too hot Saturday. So.
Oh yeah. No, I'm welcoming the rain. It'll knock down that pollen, so I won't be dripping out of my nose for the next week.
And no snakes.
And no snakes. Get the snakes back in the holes.
They'll be back in their holes where they belong.
Awesome. Well, right on, Lori. Well, thank you so much. We always appreciate you calling in and telling us what's happening in the North County. And you be safe out there as well.
You too. And good luck to Coach. That great job, wonderful job with the horses and the kids. And I hope you guys have a safe and great day. And hello, Eric.
Hello.
Awesome. All right, Lori, we will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, guys, make sure you tune in to SLO County News for all your North County news because they've got it all right there. So Coach, let's get back into that.
Okay, so then we have so that'll all get going tomorrow, and then over the weekend we have we'll have well over 300 horses at the showgrounds, and it's free. We have vendors that sell saddles and show clothes and cowboy hats and everything, a couple Western jewelry. We'll have 2 arenas going at once. One, the main arena there by the grandstand, what they call Hearst Equestrian Center. Then if you ever go to the fair where they show the pigs and over there in the pavilion, we made an arena in there, so we'll have horses going in there. And it's, like I said, it's free. Thursday night during There'll be some trail and some ranch riding going. We'll have a tri-tip dinner that Farm Supply sponsors and puts on. So
Oh, nice.
come and
Who's
have
cooking?
Farm Supply.
Oh, nice.
They do it for us. They're a crew. And then obviously the Kentucky Derby Saturday. So some people I would imagine we'll see some people walking around with some hats at our place to celebrate Kentucky Derby.
Now, I know Lori wanted to get a big screen. Were you guys able to do that?
Well, we were not able to do that. Yeah, it just didn't work out. But yeah, we're going to actually stop the show and then when that, because people, you can watch it on your phone. Somebody's going to be watching it on their phone. So we'll take, because it's only 2 minutes long, right? The greatest 2 minutes in
You could probably
sports.
turn it on the loudspeakers too, huh?
We'll try to get the call on that. But it's like I said, it's truly for us, the 9 people I'm involved in that board. It's a labor for love because none of us get paid, and our board is myself as president. We have Andrea Lombardi, Linda Zons, Trudy Sofrino, Erica Freiberger, Susie Jones, Stacy Potter. God, I'm going to always forget somebody. Kathy Davis. That's, we put the show on, and not, like I said, none of us get paid. I was going to make sure I got everybody. Don Crow, Andrew Lombardi, Linda Zons, Erica Freiberger, Susie Jones, Stacy Potter, Kathy Davis, Trudy Sofrino. I'm missing somebody. Terry Hike. She's in charge of our vendors. She's our secretary in charge of our vendors. She lives in Santa Maria. God, how could I forget Terry? Without her, we'd be a mess because she takes all the notes and does all our minutes and handles all our vendors at our horse show.
And this is the SLO County?
San Luis Obispo County Quarter Horse Association.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's the longest running club that still exists in California and has the longest running quarter horse show in California.
So a few fun facts about quarter horse themselves is that they were kind of started to become popular in the 16th century. Right.
Well, and then originally the word quarter horse came is because they raced them for a quarter mile.
Right. They were the fastest out of the gate.
Fastest short running. Yeah. And the quarter horse racing is still big. The Allreds in Tascadero, they're one of the biggest quarter horse racing breeders in America. Mm-hmm. They're just off Highway 41. If you're headed out of, they're there on the, as soon as you go across the river, they're on both sides of the road there. And the Allreds a huge quarter horse breeding situation.
But those the quarter horses itself have kind of evolved as to that multi-tool,
right.
Universal horse that can do anything.
They can work the cattle. They can go in the show pen. They can race. They're great riding horses because their disposition.
Yeah,
that's why they become so popular because for the most part they're pretty calm. And my wife has the best way she words it. As a horse trainer and training any horse, one of their jobs is they're training the horse to do it 100% opposite of what they were bred to do, because they're a herd and flight animal, right? So they herd together and then they see something, they run away. Well, when you're riding them, you don't want them to be on top of the horse next to them, and 2, you don't want them just to run off with you.
All right.
So you're teaching them to do something that they were not for hundreds and hundreds of years bred to do.
Now, do you ride horses?
Not a long time.
Yeah.
When I showed back in the 2000s, 2004 to 2008, and so I showed what they call halter. That means on the ground. It was, if you go to the fair and see somebody show a steer or a pig for market, that's what halter is. You're completely judged on the horse and its conformation and what it looks like. And yeah, I did that. I didn't ride them. I showed them that way.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So how could we at What's Up North County get involved and help you guys out more?
Well, we put on some open shows on June 11th, Sunday, June 11th, and then again in November, we're going to have local open shows at the fair and it's all breed. It doesn't have to be a quarter horse. You can come show any horse you want. Go to our website. Our website is mothersdaycircuit.com, and all the information's there for that. That's the information for this weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, mothersdaycircuit.com. I'll type one word, and there's stuff on there. You can have an Arabian, you can have a paint horse, you can have a thoroughbred. If it can do the event classes we offer, come bring it. And it's a pretty, I don't want to say beginner level, but it is. It's starter level for people that can't afford to do it, travel the circuit. So we're bringing it to them and knock our prices down a lot, and we have a lot of local people that judge and help us with it. And it's a really cool thing.
And it seems like the Paso Robles Event Center does, there in those arenas,
it's so great.
A lot.
We used to do it at Pat Mar Ranch when Marie Miller was still alive, because that's where Lauren trained when we first moved here. And then as Marie got up in age, she shut that down. So We went out to Golden Hill Farm out off of Creston Road on the way to Creston for a while, but that's for sale also. So we went back. We just said, yeah, we're going to go back to the fair because it's easy. I mean, it's what an easy place to get to. I mean, it's right off the freeway. It's right there. Visible. They have the covered arenas. They would give us we worked out a really good deal because we have multiple events there. And Tisha Tucker, who's in charge of the events that come and rent, she's been great for us. And Mike Esser and Colleen Borquez, the new CEO, and Grady, that puts those guys that work there, they've just been awesome to us.
And it seems like they have something going on there every weekend.
Man, I bet they have 15, 16 horse shows a year plus all the fair and then the speckled hens and then they have like the Pass Robles in Templeton, FFA project auctions. They have weddings there. They have something always going on there.
Wow.
And it's been great for the community. So here's one of the things we did is when you look at our horse show and the total, what we call a total economic impact, total thing, the money spent, the money turnover, how it works, we're at about a $4 million impact to the community for our week. Because the number of horses, the number of hotel rooms, the people go eat. And so, as you know, if I go to Pass Rolls Inn and eat dinner and I tip the waitress, well, she goes and takes that money and buys groceries or gas or pay. So that money turns over 3 or 4 times in just our community. So that's how we get up. It's about a $4 million investment.
Wow.
And so so people in our community should want those horse show people because they spend money. They go to dinner, they get hotel rooms.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they don't go down to AMPM and buy a hot dog. They go to Pass Robles Inn, they go to McPhee's, they go to Taste, they go to places, they spend money here.
They go all to that stuff.
Show, yeah.
And so this event that you have that's starting today at the Pass Robles Fairgrounds, Pass Robles Event Center, is this your biggest one of the year?
Yes, oh yeah, by far.
This is the biggest one of the year.
By far, yeah.
So it starts today and goes through Sunday?
Through Sunday, yep.
Okay. Well, Coach, it's 8 o'clock. You got to get out of here.
Got to get back to school.
Thank you for coming on.
Come see us, and hey, root for those Eagles this fall, man. We're gonna have a good football team too.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll have to get you back on too. Because like I said, I think you're natural here. Yeah. So we just got to talk to the school and say, hey, we got to be on What's Up North County Morning Brew Show.
Yeah. So and then as we're going to start spring ball May 15th, but once that starts, we'll talk about how that's going.
Absolutely. Well, we can come out to the field.
That'd be awesome.
And do some
and that's in
there.
the afternoons.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That'd be great.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Randy.
Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County Morning Brew. And guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wines, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Rancho Sestero Meat Cutting, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, Story Termite and Pest Control, El Red Rooster, Pacific 805 Spas, Airflow Filter Services, Kennedy Club Fitness, Pass Robles Furniture, Amy and Jamie's Place, and now 5 Star Rain Gutters, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.